was that like?
Man, it was incredible. I mean, words don't even describe kind of how this all came together. I mean, God has been so great to me and my family and our life, and man, the journey we've been on, the ups and downs. I mean, just back in May and April, like, I didn't know if I was ever going to play football again, and I was talking on the phone to some of the coaches that had coached me in the past, and down in college football and the NFL, and figuring out where I could go next if I wasn't playing, because you can't. I mean, I didn't have a team. I was just on a couch training some quarterbacks over there in Ottawa, trying to make some kids better and keep myself ready. So to have the opportunity to come here in the middle of training camp and fast forward 4 or 5 months, and this is kind of the situation that we're in. I mean, it's absolutely incredible, and there's so many people, my wife especially, who's made so many sacrifices for me to be here, for us to be doing this, and she never stopped believing in me and believing in what we could do one day, and in this league, in this country. So it's lost words.
How important is your relationship with Ryan, and how has that been built? Because this is the first time you've been with the Argos, and Ryan sat there and said, obviously you were great. Just how important you've been, not only as a quarterback, but just a teammate. How has that relationship kind of defined you up until this point, knowing that at a moment's notice you're going to come in with unexpected and produce?
I mean, that's the reason. The relationship with him is why I'm here. I mean, I told my agent, after nobody signed me in free agency, I was like, I want to be in Toronto. I want to, I want to be with Ryan. I know this offense. I know what I can bring to the team to help them win without being on the field, and how to play a role to where I help everybody around, all the players and stuff, get concepts, communicate and kind of be a bridge between the things that, RD wants and he's teaching and he's coaching, to, the players in the locker room, because we only get so much meeting time, a day. So I knew I could kind of be, another guy just to help our team better in all aspects. And so this is always where I wanted to be, and to kind of have things fall into place to make it happen was amazing. Cause I've been with Dinwiddie since 2016. I went to the practice roster expansion in Calgary then. Was with them for 5 or 6 weeks. 18 and 19 with them. And when I got here in 21, I was a little hurt and hardened. Mentally and emotionally from what had transpired in Ottawa over COVID, and so, I wasn't as good as I could have been when I was here last time. And so to be able to go all around the league and learn so much from other coaches, good things, bad things, learn from other players and see how things were done everywhere else, gave me so much of an appreciation for everything that Dinwiddie does and has done since his days in Calgary. And so I knew I was ready to come here and, give them my best. And I've just been continuing to grow and be a better player, a better person, better teammate and everything. And I'm just happy I got the chance to show it this year.
It's easy to kind of get overwhelmed by the emotions and not know what's going on, knowing that all of a sudden now, this morning you didn't know what was, you knew what your role was, but now that role is expanded greatly. And you realize it means so much to you. Who else will you lean on this week to prepare you mentally for the biggest game of your career?
I mean, Zacchaeus goes without saying, but Mike Miller has been, obviously RD, but Mike Miller has been, one of the best coaches I've ever had in my life at any level. Obviously you saw the success Cam had early in the season playing as a young guy. The success I was able to have when coming in for Cam, in different games, and then being able, get a start against Calgary, we won, and then Chad, outside of the first Ottawa game, he was playing some of the best football I've seen from a CFL quarterback, in this stretch, kind of leading into the playoffs. So and that's a credit to him and the preparation and the readiness that he has for us. This man was, coaching one of the best offenses of all time, the Arizona Cardinals, when they went to the Super Bowl with Kurt Warner, and he's calling plays in the NFL, coaching one of the best receiver rooms of all time. So, the knowledge and everything that he brings to us, undoubtedly has us prepared and ready for every situation, everything that, is thrown at us. You know, he's our guy. You know, and the whole offense knows that. You know, he got a game ball today in the locker room, and nobody deserves it more.
Nick, you started to play week 21, which I guess that is. How much did getting that game matter today?
You know, it helped for sure. You know, because before that I hadn't played since you know, since Calgary. I think the week before Chad came back. So just kind of be back with the offense, because the offense has evolved since then. You know, we continued to, you know, obviously, you know, Mackay kind of broke out right in the middle of the year. You know, became one of, not the best receiver in the league over down the stretch. You know, and I got to help him get over 1,000 yards and just kind of see the offense and be out there and kind of get it a groove. And so, you know, I felt just really confident. It's easy going into here, and you know, it sucks so bad what happened to Chad, because we all love him so much, and nobody's worked harder to help us get to this spot. And you know, he preached all week about you know, that he has our back, and you know, we have his back, and so you know, that's what we all told him. You know, when he went down, that, you know, we have his back, and you know, our special teams defense had the offense's back when we were struggling early in the game. Everybody scored, and you know, it was such a great team win to kind of cap off our ride to the Grey Cup. You know, it's hard for a moment for sure, but you know, it's inspiring. And you know, to feel the crowd laughing and chanting as, you know, when he's down there on the ground getting an air cast put on, because they think that, you know, somehow, you know, this man that's given so much to our team and to us, you know, somehow deserves what happened to him. I mean, it just fueled us even more. And you know, we couldn't wait to get out there and be able to shut everybody up. You know, we always felt like, you know, this wasn't our goal, and this team was just in our way. You know, we didn't care about trying to win you know, the East Final or nothing like that. You know, our goal is ahead of us, and you know, we're making sure that we're gonna keep going and we get to where we want to be.
One more, you heard fans laughing.
Oh, I mean, the whole crowd was, you know, chanting that he's down on the ground and they're bringing a stretcher out on the field. I mean, you know, most fans ever around the league, somebody goes down, it's serious, you know, whether it's your player or not, you cheer for them as they get off the field, and they're still breathing and still doing it. I mean, yeah, and obviously it wasn't like that.
Ryan, so much attention had been paid to Chad this season, but what did that moment when you watched the entire team basically come off the bench and onto the field to rally around him, what did that moment mean to you as a coach?
A lot. I mean, it showed what our locker room's about, right? You know, I feel so bad for 12. You know, Chaz that's the tough goal when he breaks his ankle, right? And everything he, you know, went through this year, right? And it just shows you how much his teammates really appreciate him, right? And I think they feel that way about each other in that locker room. I told him after the game, I'm so proud of him. Our journey hasn't been easy this year, but I enjoy everybody in that locker room.
What do you now think about? I mean, there's a celebration of, obviously, did you cast your mind back to that 07 finals a little bit, and what does that experience, now how does that experience maybe help you and the team and Nick going forward?
Yeah, I think afterwards I told Nick, and Nick said if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't even I'd be playing football this year, right? So I trust Nick. I believe in Nick. We didn't change our game plan when he went in. We were aggressive. You know, fortunately, Nick's played in big games, right? And that was my first time playing in the Grey Cup. I just told him I'm going to give him advantageous opportunity to be successful compared to what our coaches asked us to do in 07.
And just to confirm, Nick will start in the Grey Cup?
Yeah, Nick's going to be our starting quarterback. So, you know, Chad's obviously out, so we might have to bring another guy in as well, right, so we can dress three.
Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about just your relationship with Nick and how that may have helped the situation today? You had him in Calgary, you had him in Toronto twice. How your relationship with him, when it played into his success?
Yeah, I mean, we've been together for a long time, right? And then he's been away from me in different stops in Edmonton and Ottawa, right? But I trust Nick. He sees the field. He gets, you know, why I'm calling certain plays. You know, he's aggressive in the approach. Like we went to him, I said, look, it's going to potentially be man. If it's zone, we'll work the boundary. If it's man, let's throw the corner. And he gave, you know, Dejan a chance to go make a play, and that changed the game, right? I mean, certain quarterbacks don't have enough cojones, I would say, to make that throw.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, just in terms of the way he stood in probably 3 or 4 throws that he made, really kept you guys on the field.
No doubt. The big one was the Dave, right? We normally throw that dig right around the hash mark. We threw it on the backside hash mark. First time we'd thrown it that far across the field. Normally it's the timing throw. He climbed the pocket. Dave kept running. That changed the game as well, right? So we knew we had to finish on offense. We got to get 3 first downs here, guys, and put this game away. And we're not going to just do it running. They're going to load the box. Nick's got to make some throws, and he did. I mean, I'm just so happy with that kid. He's resilient. I think, he has some tough goes, other places, but now he knows what we're asking him to do. I think he's really comfortable.
Ryan, psychologically, where does the ability to stack explosive plays come from with this team? You look at Janarian's return, and then before halftime, it's 2 incredible catches from Monte Coxie. I'll say nothing, obviously, of the contributions from other players, but what is it about this team that they can just stack big play after big play after big play at a moment's notice?
Yeah, no doubt. I think we got big play receivers. We went into this game saying we're playing to win. If we're playing not to lose, that's not our motto, right? We're playing to win. And we got a little bit lucky there for halftime. So we had 8 seconds left, and I'm like, hey, we got to snap it on the whistle, and they blow it in. So you got to get it up and down, And then he took a few hitches. I'm like, oh, crap. Coxie made a great play there, right? But, we wanted to at least have a second left if we were incomplete to kick a field goal, right? So we got a little lucky there.
How do you explain Montreal's turnovers, or what do you think you did to contribute to that?
No, guys are swiping at the ball, right? And there's some times we swiped at it, we didn't tackle that well here, but that was the emphasis going in. We had, big turnovers. You look at Kai's, when we throw the pick and he gets the ball out, I mean, that's just straight effort, right? That shows, those guys want and will to get it done, right? And, like I said, Kai should be up for Rookie of the Year. He's not, but that was a great play. He changed our season there, and so did Janarian.
How difficult is it for Nick to go in on a game like that? And you're warm on the sideline, but you're still cold. You have to get warm in the game just to do it at that point.
Yeah, no question. I mean, that's what day 4 training camp, right? I thought Cam was having a good camp. I went to pinball. I said, look, we got to sign Nick Arbuckle. I got to have him, and because I trust him, right? And you can see it tonight. And then the same day, after the Nick Arbuckle discussion, was let's get Janarian Grant in here. Why is he on the street, right? And we got him done that day too. Now we took a few days before we got Janarian in, but we had it agreed upon the same time we, got Nick done. So I'm proud of Nick. He's a resilient person. He's a great person too, a great father. I love him.
Janarian's play, I think that was sort of the turning point.
No question. And we talked about all week, we got to get a turnover on special teams or we got to take one to the crib, right? And they gave him a chance, right? Janarian's a special player. He's a great person as well. Great teammate. Happy to coach him.
Did you expect the environment to be this hostile coming in?
I knew it was going to be hostile. I knew it was a sellout, but that was one of the louder games I played in. It was tough for me to even hear myself talk to the quarterback, right? So I didn't know if he was hearing it. I'm clicking over. We had a bunch of, plays we're going to kill it to a different play, right, versus Noel's pressure. And I said, we can't even communicate that, guys. Let's just call it, right? So I might just call it into you. I told the quarterbacks we're not going to have our luxury of calling 2 plays. And, we made it work. I didn't think we played our best game on offense in the first half, but, it's a team game, right?
Oh, yeah, and just add upon that, we saw expanding the plays. And was there any adjustments concerning what you do in expansion of plays?
Yeah, well, maybe we're a little too heavy on some of the stuff, but we want to have a big load. I mean, Noel does so much different things. I think we had a pretty good beat on them. A lot of the stuff they had success on versus we already scout carded those. We already drew all that up, right? So Chris Sweet does a great job. He goes back like 10 games. I'll pull from other games. Kind of know who Noel is, and he's great. He gives us tough looks, right? I mean, their defense kept him in that game, right? And I thought our defense kept us in the game.